All right, so look, we talked about this, and so I'm very over concerned about people not knowing about how agencies support their clients and how we support in general, looking at the numbers, cost per acquisition, cost per lead, all the things that we do. And talk to me a little bit about what happens like on a weekly basis.
Oh, so we're always on a daily basis. We're always looking at our campaigns, but week to week, we're comparing results from the previous week. So if you look here, Facebook gives you the option to look at 7 days, 14 days, 30 days. So every Monday we come in after the weekend, we kind of look at the 7-day snap. I call it a 7-day snap, right? And it kind of tells you, all right, listen, this was cool sculpting and hydrofacial. These are your costs per leads and how many leads came in, what your reach is. That's great. What I like to do is I like to look at it. So if you look here, let's take one campaign. So this campaign right here, the cool sculpting campaign, the last 7 days had 18 leads at $28 a lead. I'll come in today and then I'll look at that. And then I'll look at the 14 days. All right. So there were 35 in the last 14 days, which means we had one more lead than the previous week, right? We had 18, 17 the week before. That's 35. So we got one more lead. Good. It's one more lead. The cost per lead still stayed the same. And I'm doing this with all of the campaigns. So I'm always kind of looking at the 7-day snap, the 14-day snap, and then 30-day snap. Now, more of the 30 days we're doing at the end of the month, kind of comparing month to month, see how we did. But we're always within that 14-day range. What we did the week before, how we can improve, right? And there's certain kind of things that we see and identify as far as cost per lead, right? There's certain like a checklist, right? So typically the targeting, when a campaign starts, the targeting is worked out within the first 14 days. Really 7, but safely 14, right? So we'll tweak the distance, what's the geographic range around the location, right? There may be some interest that we want to add in or delete, right? Once the 14-day window is open, once a campaign, we basically have the targeting down, right? Then going forward, right, we're basically looking at the content and the offer, right? So that when an offer is new, it's new. So you have a good 30-day, 45-day, 60-day window even to, keep that offer. But after that 45th day, 60th day, we're paying more attention now to, is there a drop? Typically that could be the offer, or, has the content, the creative's gone stale. So up front, it's all about the targeting, right? You get that target cost per lead, because we know we're in this industry. We know what cool sculpting leads should cost, what, a hydrofacial lead should cost, what Botox. So that's what we're trying to get at that first 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Once we hit that target, then we're kind of just making sure there's no serious drop off. Typically, the first big drop off you see is, like I said, 45 days, 60 days. Then at that point, it's either the creative and or the offer, right? Because things get stale. And especially if you're spending a lot of money, you got a big budget, that'll go fast. So typically the smaller budgets, it takes a while for them to ramp up. So maybe the 90-day mark, right? But with the bigger budgets, typically 45, 60-day mark. So that's how we kind of keep track of all of our ads. And also, without saying, day to day, we're going through all of our campaigns, and it's myself and it's the assistant, account managers, right? We all have our eye on it. We're all looking for certain things. So, but these are what we're looking for.
No, I understand. I think we know what the bumpers should be on each side. Like it's if it's too high or too low, we kind of know, okay, look, too low, it's nice. I mean, if you can get away with it, but then the quality may not be an issue, right? So, okay. So can you open up? So this is a more broad range campaign from let's go to a newer client that just came on board, and let's talk about like what's happening and maybe see some adjustments. So someone who's, trying to figure out like, how does this, I could see you guys are working on this concept, but what does it look like when I start, and then why don't we pick anybody randomly? Let's go to it's anybody crazy, but
yeah. So let me give you one of our new clients here. Just launched this week. Let's go to, I've got one for you. Beautiful. That's beautiful with a V. Beautiful. Beautiful aesthetics. So now here is a unique situation with this one. Okay. Now what we're looking at here, what you're looking at is they are running a laser hair campaign and a Botox campaign. Now these, we just launched this last week. The tracking on this campaign is a little off. This should say 3. This should say 3. Anybody watching, sometimes this happens on Facebook. There's a little bit of a delay. The reason why I want to use this one, though, is because even with 3 leads in both campaigns, a Botox campaign, laser hair campaign, I came in today, right, and I saw that. And typically, we launched this last Thursday. So we're Thursday, it's 5-6 days, right? We always put a 7-day check where we're checking into it, but I always like to look in the middle. I thought we were starting off a little slow, just 3 leads each. I talked to the account manager. The account manager tells me they are ecstatic because those 6 leads combined booked consultations. So there is a unique instance, right, where it's quality, not quantity, right? I, on my end, said, oh, I need more leads. But on the account manager end, she said, they're so ecstatic. We just launched. Each lead that's come in is booked. So this is so it can go either way, right? It can be, so it's not always, on our end, we're looking for quantity and quality, but initially when someone gets started, we like to get them as many leads as possible, right? And we know the targeting and everything else, but here you go. So this is beautiful. Like, I mean, this literally launched within the last 5 days. Actually, that's the date that we launched to go 5 days ago.
So let's reverse engineer this. So when did, just for my own and maybe for someone watching this, when did they physically onboard? Do you know when they physically? I mean, I could probably look at it. Was it?
No, they onboarded, like signed up, came on. It was the week of New Year's. This is now January 9th. This was sometime between January 1st and January 4th, right? They came on board, and once they signed on, they got to work on putting the creatives and the ads together, waited for the approval. And again, this was launched. So they came on the 4th and we launched this on the 6th, right? When they finally signed up.
2 days to get it lit up.
Correct. 2 days.
And then it took about another 2 or 3 days for it to produce results.
Yep.
So still though, if you think about it, you're in process. So the day you sign up, the next day you're into process. 2 or 3 days later, the ads have been approved, as long as they approve the content. And we've done so many of these, we can basically pick from the ones that are successful. They launch. These guys now have 6 appointments on the books, or they've now processed six clients. So it's like, in this particular case, again, I know you said it's sort of unique because I think that you kind of see like the process of Facebook not necessarily reporting in real time sometimes because of then there's also variances on what they can report on, right? So we can see leads, but Facebook can't always produce the same exact number because of some of the scenarios where they can't report on iOS X or whatever it is, and then
and that's where Profit Engines comes in. We see the real numbers in Profit Engines,
right? Because we're seeing name, address, phone number coming through no matter what the service, right?
Correct, because they're coming in through a landing page that's connected to Profit Engine. So I had looked at this morning without looking at Profit Engine. Account manager had and said, "Yeah, no, we're good. We have 6." I said, "Whoa, okay, fantastic." Right, and then we move on. So that is this case where they come in, and we have another one that came in. Hold on, let me find you another one here.
Yeah, this is good to do new accounts so that people see that it's not like it. I think a lot of people are scared when they talk with us that, oh, it's going to take 30 days to get going. And, it takes, so much time for people to, find me. And it's like, oh, it doesn't really work that way.
No. Same thing. We started this the same day, right? Now, this one's not right here. Now, this is one that I have our assistant ads manager looking at today. This started at the same time 5 days ago. This number is accurate. It's 3 leads came in. That's a little low for me. So our ads manager is going in there right now, making sure, really what it is first, you're going to look at the targeting, right? Kind of maybe stretch out the range, maybe, because sometimes if you put we like to stay with a short range because these are local businesses, right? People shop local. No one's driving 50 miles typically for a body contouring service. So we like to stay within that 10, 15-mile radius. So these first couple of weeks when I was talking about the targeting, we're trying to find that sweet spot. Is it at the 10-mile range? Is it at the 13-mile range? Is it the 12-mile range, where we find like a little hub of people that want these services? He's going to go in there now, tweak that a little bit. He's also going to look at the interest, right? And when I say interest, let me show you here. I know I'm talking, people may not know what I'm talking about. Right? This is how people find. So right here, this is a body contouring service, like a Cool Sculpting. It's not Cool Sculpting, it's one of the other brands. So
Sure.
we have our typical, and sometimes less is more. So we put in a Cool Sculpting interest. So anybody looking for Cool Sculpting on Facebook or Instagram in this 15-mile range around their location, they're targeted. Anyone that looking for swimsuits, wedding dresses, physical fitness, health and wellness, right? Anybody that's shown interest in those interests on Facebook via links or, groups they've joined, that's how we're targeting. Now, these things will switch around because each region of the country is different, right? So if you have, so right now we are in Georgia, right? So you have Florida right underneath them. So that's why we pick the swimsuit interest, because there's access right there. You go to some of these landlocked states, you go to Montana, right? It's not so much the swimming, bathing suit people that are looking for body contouring. They're probably more of the physical fitness, health and wellness interest. I know this is very inside baseball stuff, but you asked, this is what we're looking at.
Sure. So let's just reverse and spend just one more minute, because I want to sort of wrap this up. So let's go back to that first screen you just showed me, where we see the acquisition costs, where we see, but this is body contouring. So between $55 and $100 per submission, right?
Yeah.
And what's the package strategy on this? Can we get into the ad itself just for a second?
Sure. Here's one of the ads. It's body contouring. Now, here's another unique, just to put it out there. When you have someone like Cool Sculpting with a multi-billion-dollar marketing budget, they've kind of run cover. So when we run a Cool Sculpting ad, there is more brand awareness and recognition. Now, this is a kind of I don't want to say a no-name brand, but not as a popular as a brand. They don't even put the brand in here. So that's why you kind of see the ads, the cost per acquisition a little bit higher in the beginning, because they don't know exactly what body contouring service it is. So that's why we have to go. This is why the offer and the targeting now becomes so important, right? We're not going to draft off Cool Sculpting's multi-billion-dollar campaign. We've got to really zero in and say, all right, where are the people that are looking to contour their bodies? What are they clicking, right? And where are they with, related to where this business is? And these kind of campaigns, when it's not Botox or Cool Sculpting or name brand, these are the ones that typically will take maybe 2 to 3 weeks to get the targeting down right. Right. But like I said, you're not drafting off a major brand, but we will.
The leads are still coming in.
Yes, or they come in
after it's been set up. That's the thing I'm saying. Like, yes, it does take a couple of weeks for this stuff to figure out its algorithm, meaning that it will find the customer for you.
Yeah.
But it's not like during that time you don't get leads. It's just the lead numbers go up and down until we find the right parallel. And even off-brand, which I know is higher cost because it doesn't have the brand recognition, even if you do just straight out body sculpting, right?
Yep.
It still drives traffic with an offer, right? And you get the person through the door with the offer, and then you upsell. So these $50 leads or whatever they might be still end up in packages of north of $1,500. So it's sort of like, at the end of the day, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, and to go back to what you were saying before, the leads come in immediately. Within the first 24 hours, our customers are getting leads. Sometimes it may be 1, sometimes it could be 8, but they're getting leads from day 1 and typically, if we don't see a lead within the first 24 hours, there is a technical issue. That's another red flag for us, right? That we didn't get a lead within the first 24 hours. Okay, unless there's something drastically wrong with our ads, which there aren't. We do these over and over again. There's some technical issue, and there always is. It's the link for some reason died. You know what I'm saying? Something along those lines.
Sure.
Some real And that's very rare. I mean, extremely rare, right? But at least doing this so much, we know right away. Okay, 36th hour, not a lead in yet. Okay, let's go. Let's start digging real deep. Let's go, pull up the hood and see what's going on here. And half the time it could be Facebook,
Right.
half the time it could be generated by us, but typically no, it's usually something with Facebook, and we go in, we fix up, we either put in a support ticket or what have you, and then
Right.
it's up and running. But 99.99% of our clients within 24 hours, they're getting leads.
Good. All right. Thanks, James. I appreciate the help, and we'll keep doing this and keep getting people informed on things that we're doing, as I think it's great for us to show underneath the hood, as you said.
Yes, we work. Talk to you later.
Bye.